Hi everybody, so nice to see you again. Dr. Keith here. We're going to be talking about number 3 of our foundational 5, and we're going to break it up into 2 segments. We're going to cover water today, and water is just essential to all life. It's amazing. Without it, life just doesn't exist the way we know it. Yet there is such a high degree of dehydration in the people that I see and that I saw in my practice that it was just so important to bring it up as one of the foundational 5. And it just makes sense to include it with water and food as that sustenance foundational piece. So the newsletter is super cool, and the picture that shows the hand, we're going to bring that up on the screen now and go through that to show how we have to live hand in hand with water. We need to embrace it and hold on to it and drink it. And it's just so cool because it takes you through the amazing steps of what it is to feel dehydrated and to begin to recognize the steps that you're going into and the stages that you're in of dehydration, and begin to drink before you really get into them, and drink your way out of them if you're starting to feel them. So it starts with feeling thirsty and lightheaded, obviously, but it's so funny, the time you feel thirsty and lightheaded, you're already getting dehydrated. Like normally people think thirst is something that activates us to drink, but in reality, by the time you're feeling thirsty, you're already dehydrated to some extent. Then you start to notice a dry mouth. You can start to feel tiredness and fatigue. Again, how many of you out there could use a little more energy? Why not start with just getting properly hydrated and see how much that improves your situation just in itself? Again, pretty low cost to drink great water and see how you feel. After that, we have having dark color urine or a stronger smell to your urine. You know, in general, the urine should be light yellow to clear. That shows that you're well hydrated. And then you start to notice you're passing urine less often than usual. And that is, again, a sign. That darker, smellier urine that you're not passing as often, you know you're getting really severely dehydrated, and you need to get your water levels up and get yourself out of that. You know, if you're experiencing any of the above signs or symptoms of dehydration, what I recommend is really start just a water goal and start by trying to drink no less than 64 ounces or 2 quarts of the best quality water you can. Now, I know that we all want to drink great bottled water, filtered water, if possible, so that we don't get as much of the chlorine or chemicals that are in it. But I want to be clear on something. Do not sacrifice quantity for quality. It is always better to drink some of that as tap water if you need to, just to make sure you get the proper amount of water in your body. And I truly recommend 64 ounces or 2 quarts of water a day as a baseline minimum. Here are also some practices that you can use to really keep yourself on track with that water goal every day. They're really simple, but if you implement them, they're very powerful in helping you achieve it. You fill a bottle with 64 ounces of water at the beginning of the day and make sure it's empty at the end. In other words, hold yourself accountable through measuring your water to make sure that you're getting the allotted amount in, so that you can be honest with yourself about where you're at in reaching that goal. Or you can keep track on your phone of how many 8-ounce glasses of water you've had per day. When you drink a glass of water, drink the full 8 ounces at a time, please, so you can know that you've drank that amount and you can check it off your list. Another suggestion is try and be done with your water quota by 7 p.m. so that you have a chance for your body to process that water and urinate. Also, it's cool if you want to put a little bit of fresh lemon or lime in your water to give it a little bit of a natural taste and a little bit of extra vitamin C. That's awesome. And lastly, drink it warm in cooler times and cooler in warmer times so that you don't cause an excess temperature stress on your body. In other words, why not just use the water to help your body regulate its temperature as well as hydrating it? It just makes good sense. You know, just to really drive this point home, dehydration is one of the biggest reasons a lot of other health issues get a foothold. Along with sugar imbalances, it's one of the biggest chronic stresses on the entire system. And it compromises all other systems when it goes on too long because of how vital it is to your overall health and well-being. Relatively speaking, water is free, so you can sure spend a little bit of time and energy getting your water up to speed with no real hit to your pocketbook. So however you choose to hold yourself accountable to maintaining your water quota and reaching your water goals, it's great. Just make sure you have a system in place and you work to make sure you stay on track with that. I found that after many years of having a water quota and keeping on track, that it becomes second nature. But until it does, really do yourself a favor and hold yourself accountable. And there's some other great tips and tricks in the newsletter, which, by the way, if you're not signed up to receive the newsletters via email, please make sure that you either go to our site and sign up for Healthy in a Minute, or through all of our social media platforms. There's a smart link that you can go through and sign up for the newsletters, because it's just so powerful to have them in written form as well, so you can go back and reference some of the details that I talk about in them and use them as a guideline to keep yourself on track through all of these healthy in minute experiences. Looking forward to our next experience when we're going to be talking about food, which is the other half of the third foundational 5 that goes along with water, and just wishing you the best. Drink up in between, get hydrated. Look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.